Hey guys, and welcome back for another Kevin Samuels reaction video. And today's video, let's give it up for Miss Congeniality. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, this lady seems to come off pretty educated. She's in her mid-40s and she feels as though she shouldn't. She's another one of these, I'm not settling even though I don't really have what guys want. Like, what do you mean? I don't know. Let's just watch.
High hopes, he's got high in the sky, apple pie hopes.
What's the longest relationship you've ever been in?
2 years.
And how long ago was that relationship?
Ooh, about 5 years ago.
So you're telling the ladies that happiness is your responsibility, which I agree. But you're unmarried, no kids. Did you ever want to get married?
Absolutely, I did.
Do you still want to marry?
I do.
Okay. Have you ever been engaged?
No, I have not.
So what's the holdup? What do you think the holdup to getting married is then?
The holdup is actually me. I have no problem saying that. I have high expectations, and I realize that a lot of people just can't meet them. And instead of me kind of
wait a minute. Wait a minute. You have high expectations.
I just rather be by myself.
You have high expectations. Hold on. You have high expectations?
Yes.
You want to share what those are?
Absolutely. I'm a Christian, so I would like for my potential mate to be a Christian as well. I would like for him to be self-sufficient for himself. Nothing to do with me. He's fully
self-sufficient for himself. That just means self-sufficient for himself. That just means
it has nothing to do with me.
Okay.
Just he's living his life, doing his thing. I also expect him to have some initiative and to have goals for himself. Nothing to do with
what does that mean? What does that mean?
Meaning like he's not satisfied with just the mediocre run-of-the-mill. He has goals, he has passions, he has things that make him excited.
Okay. Did you go to college?
Let's just stop it right there. If you don't want a guy that doesn't want to settle for mediocre, then no offense, ma'am, he's not going to date a woman that's in her mid-40s, no kids, already hit the peak of her career. I mean, like, what would be the point of that? Like, if he's not settling for mediocre, because, like, wouldn't you be mediocre? Not trying to be mean. Let's just be kind of honest about that. Like, I mean, let's just keep going.
Absolutely.
What's your degree in?
Major in sociology, minor in communication and business, and I also hold a master's.
I'm a PhD.
Are you making over 6 figures?
Not yet.
Not yet. Are you making over $80,000 a year?
No.
Over
just under that.
Okay. And what state?
Florida.
Okay. So a lot of men would hear what you're saying. And how tall are you?
5'9".
Dress size?
22.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
I'd rather not say, but I am definitely a plus size woman.
And dress size 22 means you're about 230 pounds.
That's a huge bitch.
Yes.
Okay. So you don't have to say I'm an image consultant. I'm just giving you a chance because I'm listening to what you want. Mm-hmm. And you say the man that has ambition and has goals. Do you think the man that would fit your lofty standards would have requirements for a woman?
Absolutely.
What do you think some of those would be?
You've said this in multiple conversations. Definitely they want someone who is fit. And I realize that's an inequity that I have. So that's why I'm not upset about my status, because I'm not meeting that. And that's only fair. I'm a fair person. So how can you expect something of someone and you're not meeting that?
Well, you said that you can't find a mate because your standards are too high. And I'm going to ask you, are your standards higher than your sexual marketplace value?
Oh, little tank tank.
I don't think so, because I'm very realistic in where I sit. I'm not saying I'm a 7. I'm not saying I'm a 10. I'm not saying any of that. So I know where I am. That's
What would you
why
rank it? What would you give yourself? What would you rank yourself?
Pardon?
What would you rank yourself?
Right now, because of me being a realist, I'm probably a 5 at best. And a lot of that has to do with my weight. And
Okay, what would you rank this your looks? How about your weight to the side? What would you rank your looks? Fresh face out of the shower, no makeup, just you.
I would say I'm about 6.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Okay. So go back to what you said.
All right. So apparently she's not on the same scale that Kevin Samuels is on. He's already rated people such as Sweetie, I think some other very attractive women who have been on his show, as 5s or 6s, and they didn't look like her. Like, they were, slim. They weren't anywhere near a size 22, and they didn't have as much makeup on. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but she may be very intelligent. She may have an awesome personality, but to look at, she's not a goddess. I mean, she's just not. She's not a Tyra Banks. She's not a Naomi Campbell. She's not like that. I mean, there are levels to this, like Kevin Samuels always tries to explain. And I think she's on a different scale than him, because, to be honest, she'd probably be more like a 2 or 3, like, just being real, I mean, hey, if I'm rating myself, I'm probably like a -7, maybe. I don't know.
The reason I can't find someone is because my standards are high, are pretty lofty. But you don't think your standards exceed your perceived sexual marketplace value by men.
Correct.
Yeah, they do. The things you're talking about you want from a man is a provider male. A man I'm assuming you want a man who's making at least what you're making or more.
Around that, yes.
Okay, but you're making right around 60, right?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. Okay. I need you to listen to what I'm about to say. A big part of the issue today with women is you guys have these careers and these degrees and this perception of the value of it, but where it matters is where it gets in the bank. So you could have a master's or whatever, but you ain't making master's money. At 44, you've pretty much you're topping out on your income. Okay? That's just what it is. You already talked about the weight issue, and you got to be realistic that a man with ambition is going to want a woman that's going to be fit. And that is something that you have every bit of control over.
Right.
So it's not because of your standard. I could make the argument that you're just lazy when it comes to being fit for a mate.
Mm-hmm.
Because you do have control over this. But what do you, if you had to give yourself out of 100%, what do you think the likelihood that you will marry in your lifetime?
Oh, 30%.
30%. When you reach 50, what do you think that percentage would be if you're still unmarried?
15.
So you have 5 years before it goes from 30 to 15%. What are you doing to make sure?
So she's pretty realistic in terms of like knowing what your chances are of getting married after a certain age are. I just think that she should open up her mind a little more to her dating pool. Like, for instance, if she would choose to date somebody that may be older than her, and if she's able to look past like maybe somebody that's financially on her level, even though she's not rich. Yeah, she just needs to open up her mind and stop like putting such a high expectation for a man. Like at this point, you know, if you want to be with somebody and you want to have somebody hold you at night, you got to have a wider scope of your viewing of men. You need to stop looking at yourself at a higher level than you are, and then you might actually be able to find a mate.
You get married in the next 5 years to the kind of man you're talking about.
What I'm doing is, when you think you're doing something correct and it's not giving you the results that you want, you gotta look for information. And I've learned a lot by listening to your program and other people who have similar views. And I stepped back and I said, you know what? It's not wrong. So I'm in the process of fixing some things.
What exactly are you doing? What are the top 3 things you're doing?
Looking for another job. Actually creating a weight program for me to stick to and actually achieve realistic goals that I've set for myself. So I'm giving myself about 18 months to get to the number I think would make me healthier. And I think 18 months is a realistic time period for me to.
What's the other one? What's the other one? What's the other thing?
And the last thing would be kind of just investing in myself through counseling, like actual one-on-one counseling.
You got a counselor? You got a counselor?
My own personal issues.
You got a counselor or a therapist?
I am looking for one.
Okay. So, ma'am, I'm going to be honest. Job, that means nothing to a man. Weight. You're not in the gym. You're not working with a personal trainer. You're not doing anything. So you're fitting up. I'm about to. I'm getting ready. I'm gathering information. And I'm going to talk to the ladies. This is one of y'all biggest problems. You guys don't do shit. Y'all just sit and listen to what tickles your ears. And then no counselor. And then you say you're going to give yourself 18 months when you said you have less than 5 years before your marriage prospects decrease by half. Ma'am, you're going to die alone. I mean, we said that happiness is your responsibility, not the man.
Ooh, that was harsh. I'm not going to say all that. I don't want her to die alone. I honestly wish that she would just lower her standards a little. Like, if you really want somebody, maybe you can date somebody who might financially need you. And then therefore you might be of value to someone, you know, because it's like you're already 44. You're not going to bring him any children, you know, so it's like maybe you can just be a help financially. And what's wrong with that? Like, what is so wrong with you as a woman being able to help the man? Like, I see nothing wrong with that. If you guys can mutually love each other and have respect and build a life, like, what's wrong with you making more money than him and doing more financially for him? Does it always have to be the guy making more and doing more financially? No, I don't honestly believe that it does. Like, I feel like I'd much rather have a good companion by my side that I can trust, and who I can raise a family with. And if he's at least smart with his finances, then I can be sure that the money we have will be dealt with correctly. And it's like, she needs to, her eyes need to be open, and I can look at her and I can see she's one of those, oh, I'm going to dye my hair a bunch of different colors and throw a bunch of makeup on my face and I'm beautiful. And it's like, if you keep telling yourself that, but you don't do the things that will actually make you beautiful, like eat healthy, exercise, meditate, like he said, join a gym. If you don't know what to do, get a personal trainer, invest in yourself. If you invest in yourself, you'd be surprised how many people will be willing to come and invest in you even more.
And I'm glad you said that. And this is your responsibility too, because information, how many times do you need to hear me say men want fit women before you become a fit woman?
Could you repeat that last statement?
How many times do you need to hear me say men want fit women? How many times do you need to hear men say men want fit women before you choose to become a fit woman?
Remember how you said, what are you doing to make this happen?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like most people. I just discovered you within the last week and a half.
Well, that's fine, so but due respect, ma'am, you live in Florida. That's not Mars. You know men want women that are fit. Mm-hmm. This is a new information. We're roughly the same age cohort. So, can you honestly say you're really doing the work, or is the work too much at this point?
Oh no, I'm doing the work because, like I said, happiness is for me, and I know that I would be personally happy with me, not even considering a man, for me to achieve my personal fitness goals.
Oh, so you're okay. So you're okay. Okay, but happiness is for you. But we're talking in context of relationships. So when you ladies start talking like this, I immediately bristle, because now you're diminishing the outcome. It's like, well, who needs to graduate with a 4.0? A 3.5 will do. No. There's no reason. How about you lower your standards? How about that? How about you lower your standards in a man?
Well, the standards that I have, I don't think they're like excessive.
Yes, they are. Is the average man ambitious? Is the average person ambitious?
Well, then I would have to say no. Well,
okay. All right, ma'am. But if the average person isn't ambitious, and you're average, or would you say you're above average? Now, you said you gave yourself a 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's optimistic. I think it's very optimistic. So if you are even what you say you are, why do you get somebody who's ambitious when there is nothing about you in your life today that's ambitious? It's average.
Interesting.
I'm trying to understand, why do you think that's interesting? You've had, the longest relationship you had was 2 years. You've had a relationship that's 1 year. You're 44, no children. You got a bachelor's and a master's. You're making around less than 60 grand a year, and you're 230 some odd pounds. That's a lot. And then you say, I want a man who's ambitious, who has goals and is driven. And I'm like, well, you can want that, but but can you afford that with your sexual marketplace value? You said your goals, your asking price doesn't top your sexual marketplace value. I think what you're asking for is about twice as.
honestly, the look on her face right now says it all. She's like he just killed her whole hope and dream. And it's just another victim of the Kevin Samuels show. Y'all call in with these high hopes, and he just out of here.
Twice what your sexual marketplace value is.
And I can definitely understand what you're saying from, what you believe. All I'm saying is, for me, I feel like I would be settling, and I'm not willing to do that.
Ma'am,
So,
I need you to understand what you just said. Why would any woman, not just you, any woman that's middle age, why would any woman, not just...
I swear, I literally can't stop laughing. The way Kevin Samuels talks to people, it's almost like he talks to them like they are stupid, but it's funny to me because it's like, ma'am, you can't be serious right now. Like, you really feel like you would be settling at this point. Like, and it's like he's literally broke it down. Like, no offense, but you're kind of big. You are older. You don't have any children. You don't intend on having any children. You've capped your financial stuff out. Like, what exactly are you bringing to the table that an ambitious, at least average earner would want? And it's like, I mean, he's just trying to get her to see.
130 some odd pounds. Getting a man who is average. Why would that be settling?
So anybody that would be with you is kind of settling. So why wouldn't you need to settle in some way too? I mean, that would only be fair, right? I don't know. You guys leave me a comment. Tell me what you think, and I will see you next time.